My last couple of videos have been indoor training, some winter training, and here I want to talk a little bit about tug of war and playing tug with your dog, just playing with your dog in general. And this is Jack. So I'm using Jack, one, because he needed the exercise, and two, because he's a really good demonstration dog because he doesn't know everything yet. He's still learning how to play cooperative play, how to engage with me. So right now, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pet him. So you can see he's trying to pull back. So petting your dog while they're in possession of a toy really helps them to feel confident that not everything's going to be taken away. And Emma did a really great job of working with him on not taking everything away, even when it was inappropriate. She worked really hard on having appropriate toys that he could bring to her. But he's still apprehensive, and you can see that when he comes in, he wants to tug, and he has just recently learned how to bring it to the hand. He's always brought it to us, but he's never really wanted to engage in tug with him bringing the tug. So he's still learning how to do that. And you can see as soon as I go to put my hands on it, he wants to pull back. And then there for a moment, he paused and allowed me to grab it. So with a dog that is apprehensive on tugging, there are a couple of things. One, let them break the rules a little bit more until they gain just a little bit more confidence and drive on the toy, and they're able to switch to different toys. Let them be a little bit naughty, but it really depends on the dog because you want to have some rules around it. And the rules that I like around tug is that, one, I have a take it cue. So for Jack, it's strike, and that means the toy is in my hand and you're allowed to grab it. And then his release cue is out. And he does really well on both of them. He also has learned how to trade between two equal toys, and you'll see here in a moment I'm going to do some two different toys, but he's not wanting to trade them. He's wanting to just play with one of them. So when you do two toy trades, it's ideal if you have a two toys of equal value. So here he's just playing by himself, and he's letting me pet him. And then I wanted to see where he's at with taking food and then going back onto a toy. So a lot of dogs struggle with transitioning from food to toy to food to toy. So I wanted to see where he's at. Emma has done a good job of transitioning him from food to toys, and so he is able to go back and forth between the two, but that takes training and practice. And if they decide to just stay on the food, then that's where you pivot to, is just then start working food and let them get sated on that, and then try your toy again. But it's a really good ability to be able to go back and forth between food and toys so that you have the ability to work technical stuff that would require more food training, and then more drivey stuff that, or driving lines that would be more toy based. So here I'm just doing some basic take it and releases. So he's needing to wait for permission to strike the toy. Now I'm offering him two different toys. So I do this a lot with my dogs. I let them choose which toy they want. And what's interesting about this is that when they choose one toy, you can see them in conflict of wanting the other toy. So they'll pull off the toy they really do want to go to the movement of the other toy. And so it's a really good way to either do some toy trades and build in different toys can have equal value, but that takes time. So a lot of times in these early stages, the two toys will not have equal value. And until you train two toys to have equal value, they very much have a hierarchy. But what I'm doing is now I'm offering him the ball, and I'm willing to switch the ball. He put himself into a stay there. I'm willing to switch to the ball, but really what he's interested in is the movement. So since he's interested in the movement, but not seriously interested in the ball, then I want to see, well, can you stay tugging while the ball is moving? And this is really, really good practice for tugging and staying in connection with the handler with other movement, other dogs, other people, whatever it is. And as soon as I move that other toy, you can see he comes off of the toy he really does want for that movement. So this is just training him that you can handle tugging while another object is moving, whether that be a toy, which is pretty easy in comparison to a dog. And so this is just the very beginnings of learning how to stay connected on a toy with other movement around you. Now, if he decided to switch to the orange ring, I would switch and I would start bouncing around the blue Holy Roller. And he does love this orange ring. That is one of his favorite toys. But right now, the Holy Roller is way more important. But learning how and just getting a guideline of where he's at with movement is really good. So this is the very first time that I think he's ever done this. And I think he did a really good job. He came off of it for movement, but he's definitely wanting to stay on the blue toy. So this would just take a few more rounds of this and he would do great on it. All right, so now I'm going to introduce. So now that I can see that he's able to work for the blue toy with some distraction of the ball and the orange toy. Now I'm going to ask him to do mid-tug is to do some simple behaviors like sit, down, spin. So there was a sit, releasing him onto the tug, and I can release him fairly quickly, especially if I want to keep that out cue nice and strong, then I can release him fairly quickly. But right now I'm asking him to sit. There he goes. And he does. I immediately release him onto the toy. I think I'm going to do a lie down here soon or another sit. Good. Now notice that as soon as I say the word that I want, the cue that I want, I actually stop playing with my hand. So right now I'm pulling up on him a little bit. I'm allowing him to pull back on me. But I go still and then I ask for my behavior. You have to stop tugging for them. And if he didn't stop tugging at all, then I would shorten up my hand a little bit on the toy to make it even more still. And ask for simple behaviors that they know really, really well. So right now I'm just doing sits and downs, and then I'm going to do a spin right, spin left. So here comes a spin right. Giving him some hand signal help because I know this is a harder one. And I'm not sure how strong his verbals are on left and right. And now I'm going to ask him for a backup. Oh, nope, just a sit. And now a backup. So yes, it's a beep, beep, beep. And he has to back up. Oh, another sit. And a lie down. If your dog is a little timid on tugging, one way that you can help them, there's a backup. One way that you can help them is to do a figure 8 with your toy. So you'll see me every once in a while do a figure 8 with him, but he's a pretty strong tug player, so he doesn't need that quite as much. But that's a really nice way to do, to keep them engaged is a figure 8. All right, now we're just going to do some petting with him, which I think is really, really important. I want my dogs to feel safe to come in and feel that they can bring toys in and be pet and that we don't always have to engage, that we can just kind of start to come down a little bit in our energy. And then we can go back up, come back down, go back up. And so he's also starting to do some self-play. So I'm actually starting to label that and seeing if he's flipping it because he's starting to throw it, which there he just threw it, which I love with Eli. And I think Emma wouldn't mind if he learned that. So I'm just starting to label it just in case she wants to actually teach that to him later. All right, have fun with tugging. Put some rules around it if they're super great tuggers. Otherwise, let them break the rules a little bit if they're super soft tuggers, and use multiple toys if you can. Woof, woof.